He's a guy that's coming up, trying to prove himself. He's been calling my name for years.
If rematch don't, you know what I'm saying, happen, we gonna run it.
Gotcha. The reason why I say this fight needs to happen again because both fighters have something to prove. I just saw a tweet from Gervonta Davis saying that he was going to activate the rematch.
The Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is reportedly set, and tensions flared during a live interview. Davis snapped at Roach, making it clear he's out for revenge. "It's part of boxing," Tank said, dismissing the heated exchange.
If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, you know what I'm saying, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it, but after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye.
The rematch is a golden opportunity for Lamont Roach to prove he can defeat a champion like Tank Davis. Roach has been eager for the fight, knowing this is his chance to make history. As of now, the highly anticipated showdown is potentially set for June 21st in Las Vegas, promising an electrifying battle. With both fighters ready, the boxing world is watching closely.
Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is being targeted for June 21st in Las Vegas. Now, it's good that they're running it back without wasting any time because Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. I mean, I thought he outboxed Tank the last time around. He came up a division as a gigantic 10-1 underdog. And he was the one on the front foot, landing his jab, the body shots, the combinations, throwing a lot more volume. I had it 7-5 Roach, and the no knockdown in round 9 was the reason it was a draw. If that knockdown was scored, that would have been a decision for Roach. But with all that being said, I do like Tank a lot more in the rematch. I thought he fought way too much on the back foot in the first fight, especially the first few rounds. He would land 1 or 2 punches per round. But as he started becoming the aggressor in the later rounds, he kept landing a lot more left hands and body shots. So Tank just needs to make this a dogfight, get into more exchanges, and that's where he'll land a lot more punches on Roach. When he's sitting on the back foot waiting for a counter, that's where Roach is comfortable and winning most of the rounds. So if Tank can fight the same way he did against Ryan Garcia, rounds 3 to 7, against Mario Barrios in the later rounds, or Frank Martin rounds 4 to 8, if he's the one on the front foot, then I do think he'll stop Roach in the rematch.
Lamont Roach has firmly stated that Steve Willis cannot referee the rematch due to the controversy surrounding his officiating in the first fight. Many believe Willis favored Tank Davis by failing to count a critical moment when Davis took a knee. This has sparked debate among boxing analysts and fans, with some arguing that the fight could have swung in Roach's favor had the correct call been made.
The part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own, That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But 2 is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like, it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say, it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So,
right. But you say you don't think he willing though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like, sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Spit fuck around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on, ref.
No time out.
You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops, it's a no?
Hell no.
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
You know how many
put Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times he fight up though. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like, who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating like that, but like, he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that. Right. That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref will be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight's off.
One of the biggest controversies in the first fight was when Gervonta Davis took a knee, but the referee didn't count it as a knockdown. Many believe this decision had a major impact on the fight's outcome. The incident has been widely debated, with analysts questioning why the correct call wasn't made. Roach and his team argue that had it been ruled properly, the result could have been different. Now, the highly anticipated rematch between Lamont Roach and Davis is set to be one of the biggest boxing events in recent memory. Fans are eager to see a definitive outcome and determine who the better fighter truly is. Roach has already shown he can compete with Davis at the highest level, and many believe he deserves this chance to settle the score once and for all.
You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? That is it. Lamont, please say that in the second fight. Any questions? You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, you got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, hey, bruh, be on that. Because here's the thing. He never hurt Roach. Roach just waited. And Roach was squared up and turned sideways. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't think he had that. He was like, I'm like, oh my. And then he just sitting there like, you can't. I know what you're going to do because I've trained with you since we were kids. Tarver beat Roy, but he knew Roy since amateurs. Roy said he never liked fighting sparring partners because they know you so well. I should have listened to...
Davis is eager to make the rematch happen as soon as possible, with May as a potential good date. He knows his reputation is on the line after the controversial draw against Roach and is determined to prove he's the superior fighter. Davis wants to silence any doubts about his dominance in the ring, and the rematch offers him the perfect chance to redeem himself.
We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on the decision that ended in a draw. Whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. My humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there's nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing is going to look at that like, I don't want her to braid my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all his receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this it had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believed it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet or should she have did what she did, what she spoke of? You let me know.
Before the fight, many fans and analysts underestimated Lamont Roach. However, his performance against Davis changed that perception completely. Roach's ability to go toe-to-toe with one of boxing's most feared punchers has cemented his status as a rising star in the sport. Even renowned sports commentator Stephen A. Smith admitted he had misjudged Roach, expecting Davis to score a knockout victory. Instead, he was surprised by Roach's resilience and skill.
I expected to see a knockout. I expected to see it come at the hands of Gervonta Tank Davis against a dude that I thought was undersized, that I thought was not on the same level. And my God, was I wrong. So I thought it was apropos that on this particular day, more than a week after Lamont Roach showed up at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and let everybody know, yo, I'm no joke either. Y'all don't know who the hell I am. I'm here to reintroduce him to the world. A guy that many believe should be the lightweight champion of the world in the sport of boxing. The one and only Lamont Roach joins me.
A rematch between Davis and Roach seems highly likely, especially with Tank himself expressing interest in running it back. However, it remains uncertain if this will be Davis's next fight, as he has other potential opponents on his radar. he may choose to face someone else before granting Roach another shot. Nonetheless, fans are eagerly pushing for the rematch to happen as soon as possible.
What do you do that you didn't do the first time? Is that a valid question?
Well, I don't know if he pitched a shutout, but he definitely fought a
perfect game.
Perfect fight for him, for that fight, right? So above and beyond what we've ever seen from him, something that people who knew him and knew him personally knew that he has that in him, but being able to do it on the big stage underneath those lights, that's a whole different thing. He was able to do it. You know, it was packed in there. It was 19,000. I was in the room. I mean, they were literally booing him when he was on the Megatron above the ring. You know, so for him to walk into hostile territory, perform the way that he performed from beginning to end, I mean, I tip my hat. It was amazing. But in terms of pitching a shutout, I don't agree. It was a very, very close fight.
No, but what I mean by it is the perfect fight. Can he elevate from that?
Yeah. No, I absolutely understand. So in terms of can he elevate his performance? Yes and no. I don't think he can do anything that he was once he really found his rhythm better, because I think that was literally his catch and shoot, his rolling, his ability to catch those punches, his mindset when he did get touched, his ability to walk through. But I think he could be a little smarter in the way that he cuts off the quadrants of a 12-rounder. Understanding what a 12-rounder and how to fight a 12-rounder is a skill that takes time. You have to go 12 a bunch of times. You have to be world-class guys. Being able to be a little busier for early on to make sure that you understand that you are the B-side. You need to make sure these judges absolutely know without a doubt in their mind that you won that round. Being a little more aggressive early on, letting the hands go a little earlier. Putting the exclamation on the points in the early rounds the way they did it the later rounds, I think will make a big difference in how he could actually improve on what he did the first.